point?
No, they're here.
Wonderful. Now, I will start off.
I heard Damien's a name.
Pardon?
Damien.
Yes. I am what remains.
Disappointed at him. But what is it?
You have issues with the Arbiters. You have issues with the Arbiters. They want to kill you, they want to kill us. You and I are the same, in a way, blood. What's the point of constantly fighting each other when we have a bigger enemy ahead of us? How long did it take for them to recover after their raid on Pantheon and the tower?
I'm uncertain as I've yet to hear Bird from radio.
Not very long. They recovered within hours. And that is it. The Arbiters are a strong force. Duskar is only being held by ropes by the Arbiters. Simply gaining your trust, gaining Duskar's trust. The Arbiters may fall. And I understand of your concerns of how many other people have tried.
A lot have tried.
Nothing brings people together like burning some racist, huh?
Is there anything you would like to ask me, as you seem at a loss of words?
Well, I'm obviously uncertain. I had a new friend show up here, but hurt. So, minor concerns.
Well, we explained our issues along the way. He didn't seem to mind the rest of the trip.
Fair enough.
And saved him from a bear that was probably going to shove its paw up his ass, huh?
So how would you plan to even get rid of them? People have tried and people have failed.
Many people have failed. Many people have tried, just as you said. But think about it. What do they have against mutants? What do they have that is so powerful? They have nothing but a god and a will to live. You have thermal. He has thermal. I have nothing as of now. But with mutant powers and mutant forces colliding, I think it'd be a run for their money and worth a shot.
There is one more thing we have over them, huh? Even over our own kind. We have the Observer, and we have Alpha Mutants.
Why not just use...
Your voice
You
did
need
the thing.
backup, huh?
Can you control the alphas?
Yeah, it's
We
like a
cannot,
wild
but the
dog.
Observer
You just need to point it in a
Still.
direction and shove.
If you were to drop
But you-
alphas around the Pantheon, then...
They'd be able to get in
Ask
easily.
you something.
But you will need
Have
to
you ever
support
dealt
them.
with the Observer? Asking the human over there.
No.
But assumptions would not be wise to assume that he would fail, especially with Alpha Mutants under his control. Now think,
But
Alpha Mutants.
Skylar had
you
alphas.
and I. Skylar did have, well, who won that
Had
battle?
alphas, huh?
Yeah,
She also
had
disgraced the
alphas.
blood that went through her veins.
Not to
Somebody that
mention
embraces their own powers. Much
your
stronger.
guys' progenitors that Warlock made. On top of that, I don't know if you guys know Loxley. That thing was more
Lots of the
dangerous
elements,
than...
yes.
Yeah. He was far more dangerous than the alphas. Arbiters were able to deal with him.
Yeah, we have something a little more powerful than alphas as well that are being worked on currently.
And what would that be?
And another thing that I must remind you one more thing.
Are you talking about the
Is that-
Hellhounds?
Yeah, more than that. We have something to control the people. I'm sure you
Control.
remember OBK?
I know OBK. I've been attempting to learn
Yes,
of
he
his
lives.
gods. He was killed.
He lives still. He speaks. His body is dead, but he still speaks.
If you know OBK, then you know what has become of his brain,
No, I do not.
correct?
I have his book,
His brain
and
was
I am aware
preserved.
of where a few things were lost.
His
Ah,
brain
yes.
was preserved
We,
from the Arctic.
yes, our people found his murderer, and he told us the remains of the brain. And with that, we can bring him back.
I have a question.
You have to go on.
Da.
You say that you have something more powerful than alpha mutants. You say the observer can control them. What's to stop the Alpha Queen from coming back and reassuming control?
She has disgraced her own blood. The same reason we have the great, what the fuck is the word? Was it circumcision? What the fuck is it?
Circumstances.
Circumcision is a completely different thing.
No,
Yeah,
what
that's
the great neutering,
idiot.
that's what it was, yeah. The same reason we lost all of those powers is the same reason she is not as powerful. She
We
has
lost all our
defiled her
powers
blood
because
and
of
not
her.
eaten as she would, as she should.
Not to
So-
mention, you guys, not her, it was because stars stopped feeding the fur. Power plant. That was.
Well,
Is that why
cascade.
we're
As a human,
Is
I
that why we're
wouldn't
getting
expect you
our
to know
ability
the-
to leech off the radiation back?
I can't fucking hear you, I'm gonna walk over. What?
Is that why we're able to leech off of the radiation again?
No,
Yes, it is because of you
Yuri,
and my
before you go
brother
on.
right here. We have picked up the
I felt
slack,
it.
so to speak. I'm sure it is so strong, your radiation just down the hill should suffice.
It's true. But
Now,
eating
the,
human flesh
I know
is...
that you are very aware of the mother flower and what it connects to. It connects across the aisle to all the other flowers. You go to any other flower, you will feed off of it as you once used to be. Who controls
save
the
one
mother
of them.
flower? Us. So, with us continuing, and now I understand your basis with human meat is very radical, if I would. Unfortunately, that is the only thing that the mother will take, the only thing that gets her subsistence. Through subsistence, you gain radiation that feeds you and I both.
As the only non-green. Care if you flower, how you source it.
I can't hear this guy. Scoot it over.
I don't care how you. I don't care if you feed the flower flesh. It's how you source it.
How do you source
Yeah,
it
we
is the way
fucking go to,
Warlock has told us to, and the priest and of the observer. Not to kill humans, but simply strip the flesh off the cattle and keep them alive. You keep them alive enough, you keep the flower alive. It works simply like an ecosystem.
As we did
One
to
big
your
circle.
friend Cain, we took flesh and we cared for him on his journey here. We do not wish to harm it anymore past that. Just a bit of flesh wound and toughening for the road.
The gospel.
Even
As I'm getting swarmed by military zombies, I lived. I was on flashing health of red blood. Wait, hold on.
So you're not just crazy death cultists worshipping a mad scientist, it would seem.
No.
well, there is also a bit more support than you would think, as our mainland brothers have come to visit,
Oh, I'm aware of that.
and a meeting. And the meeting
We're
was
all aware.
stagged.
I am
as,
well aware of that.
And the meeting was stagged that our people will have, being supported by another company with chemical weapons.
Stag will just as likely give you guns as they would.
Was it not Stag that tried to kill Durka?
Was it? It
that
was.
was,
It was.
it
And
was
was.
not
must I
stagged.
remind you, who did Durka work under? A common enemy. Am I wrong?
I ask one question. If it was Stag, why would he preach over the radio? Why would he have an unopened note signed by Stag? Would he not have been filled in by all of this beforehand? Risk of being found out it was Stag. Would it mean all mutants would be against Stag? It was a plant.
I will tell you this. Say it once. Stag supported Steel Valley, yes, before Steel Valley fell apart.
I was not
You're the
aware of that.
ones-
I was a
yeah.
resident of Steel Valley.
Yes. That's why we had all the heavy body armor, guns, and all
That
that
would
kind of
explain
stuff.
a
That's
lot.
why there's stag. That's why there's stag banners. It was Steel Valley folk who are now the riders were the ones. I know you guys remember the explosions in the power plant.
Yeah.
That one dead, now dead Arthur took part of. And then over the radio said it was Espen. So like I said, trust Stag all you want, but I've dealt with them once before and I've been burned by them.
And does not
Godspeed
every
and good
company
luck.
lie to you?
No offense, Yuri, but trying to communicate with communism doesn't always work out as you want. It's
Oh
communism.
no, I'm
after
saying
all.
we get to
However,
the shit and then kill them. But you know,
Now
that's just me.
they're going
Whoever
they're
you
going
wish.
to
think,
Uh,
what does LMS do with mutants? They use them to work. Does Espen do with mutants? Espen simply was at war
Research.
with mutant kind forever. They conduct illegal experiments with on mutants. They are not friendly towards them. The only company that is friendly is Stag. So whether you hate them,
guys
whether
are-
you love them,
they're treating you guys as a number. Just another
we will treat them
soldier in the
as
rank and
just
file.
another.
Okay. Best of luck in
Remember-
dealing with.
They do need one thing that is their upcoming. The pox grenades, and who else knows what they will make. The power plant releases radiation, something they can use. Now obviously I know the reprimands of what would happen. Nothing to us, but unfortunately for you, unless you are walking the path of the roses, or anyone for that matter. The pox will stick to you like a poison. It'll kill you from the outside in. I'm very much aware of it. Use Stag, bring down your enemies. Get rid of
Stag and
Stag.
Espen both want the same thing from. They want this spent nuclear
Company
inside the
creed.
power plant. They want the spent nuclear fuel inside the power plant. Because it can still be enriched to create nuclear weapons. I know this because when Espen first came to the island, I ran into a field agent named Roland. This field agent named Roland was trying to collect dead drop information on uranium-235 that's currently inside your power plant. That's what they want. They don't care about the radiation. They care about the fact that really devastating weapons.
My point
So-
still stands.
They're eventually going to come to the power plant, whether you're using, and they're going to take whatever they want.
Anything else to
There-
add?
Now, why do you think I moved?
Moved?
Yes, I used to live in Steel Valley. Now I live up here with Illusion. Eventually, that whole entire, all the south is going to be.
That mountain will not protect you from radiation fallout.
No, but the distance is. It's about
Also-
9 kilometers. About 9 kilometers.
Choosing to live within Portland. Who controls the islands is right behind you, directly west. You know that.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter because when Stag set up in that fire station, So I think everyone remembers that, dealt with that, and anytime a company sets foot with inside Portland walls, deal with them with great fever. So
What are you guys doing about the Asheville flower?
The Asheville flower will recovering its healing. As of now, we are going off of what George has said before. Blood may get rid of the flames and stop it from burning internally. But, let me ask you, what are you doing for the Asheville flower? What are you doing
I
for the other
tried
flowers
to
that are
stop
unsprouted?
anyone from destroying it. The Arbiters were threatening me and my family.
I agree, and it is good that they are just simply marking their own territory, and they think this island is completely theirs and all of humanity's. No offense.
But that doesn't answer the obvious question that I've got, and that is, what really happened to Pedro? What happened that day?
I will tell you all that you want to know. You
You better.
promise me one thing. Do not go round in my head off your own anger and be selfish. Now, may I begin? Pedro came to the power plant. He was talked to by another member of the cult. He was not interested in any of us. He was only interested in the mainland mutants that have arrived, the priest and the acolytes. And his last words before he died is he made a promise to a man named Stephen within Jamestown. As he was a human before, just like all of us here. His human name was Jack. And he swore to Stephen to destroy all humans of the Isle. And he wanted to start with the priest. And then he did, unfortunately, meet his demise. Now, I will tell you this, my condolences from myself. Back when I was a human, Pedro and I were not exactly friends, but we weren't enemies either. We ran with the crows, the cross, the damned, no matter what it was. We stuck by, and for Lana, the Watchers, a
I'm in
short,
her.
brief era. Yes. Same thing followed with the crows within my command. We protect them. They don't have to protect us. That was the deal. That was the deal all those times ago, back with the Watchers in the Woodhaven. We would be supportive of them. And, well, we didn't really ask anything of them in return. Other than simple trade, but that can be expected. So me, myself, the rest of the cultists, they do think are strictly anarchists and unhinged is false. We have our beliefs just as you do. But our goal here is to simply restore former glory of mutant heritage. And with Warlock's path, we walk it.
And it has to be with the consumption of human flesh. It's immoral. No one would willingly agree to that.
So if you find a bounty on a corpse that is wrecked from a ship, you should just leave it to rot for the flies?
I will say, if they were to go
Good for the
to
earth.
Paris, they were to go to
And not
Paris
good for
or
the flower.
42. They were to go to Paris or 42. Go to the coast and find dead washed up on it, then there is no harm in that. What I
Yes.
care about
The only
is
thing that I think we debate on is what we did to your friend Kane. We try not to be too rough with him. We took very few items, gave him food, and took the flesh.
All we
Then
took
we walked with him up here.
was a blood bag and Tetra. That is all. And
Well, he
then,
gave
yes,
us the blood
it's
bag. I
true.
didn't even steal
Oh,
it from
did he?
him.
Oh, well, I wasn't in the room then.
This is a lot to take in.
It is a
There
different point
is,
of view.
there is one more thing we have over the arbitration. We have the blessed one, the one who is to be the next observer.
What are you talking about?
The prophet that came with the observer who spoke over the radio. He
The
called for the
shepherd?
blessed one.
This doesn't make any sense to me. Honestly, I only
The
took
last
the
one or the
meeting
blast
serum.
one?
What?
They weren't
The
clear
last
on what
one?
you said.
What do you mean?
The last one or the blast one? You weren't quite clear with your pronunciation.
The observer, when he came to the island, there was a prophet who spoke for him on the radio, and they called for the blessed one, the one who shall be the new observer, who shall lead mutants into a golden era. Oh, holy shit, this one's still half fucking squishy. I like that term, by the way. I like that.
Well,
So,
the thing is, with the arbiters dealt with, what are you going to do about Alter?
Yeah, there will be no need for them. Once Steg has their research confirmed on cybernetics, from what I know, I don't speak Italian, but whatever their fucking name is, they will take over cybernetics and there shall be no need for Alter.
just Lana, what do you make of all this?
I don't know. Exactly.
Honestly, guys, we probably need time to think, discuss
Is
things.
he having a stroke back there?
We're
Holy
still
shit.
in greeting.
It's, to be honest,
You know, it's not every day the patriarch, you lose the patriarch of your family.
yeah.
Well, I will warn you, as much as we do for the flower, having you all be vegans is hurting it just as much as we can help it.
But we should have that right to choose
How
which
so?
path we take.
It is in our blood.
Leaving y'all more for me.
It's like only eating fucking grass, okay? There is, like, you cannot eat the same food. There must be a well-balanced diet. It is as vegetarian humans are not as healthy and strong as those of an omnivorous diet.
Whatever their path they walk, whether it's Warlock, Skylord, or whatever one they made up, is not of our concern as of now. The only concern is our common enemy. And what Richie said to me was the enemy of my enemy is my friend. It is something he likes to live by, and I'm starting to warm up to it. You had something to say?
If you guys care about Warlock, then my regards. You on the island when the war went down? Almost 2 years ago? Or were you guys around when the collective first started kidnapping people? Went through hundreds and hundreds of people until he figured out how to make you guys? I was. So if you guys
All good,
didn't
that
I
is
care,
bad.
want you to just look at us and kind of memorize what we had said before. We walk the path of Warlock. Yes, we would be
that's why
very much well known of his past and the collectives.
then why even risk putting yourself in the same boat as the one who stabilized the island to this very day? The island is not this.
Rewind a little bit. You said it took the collective hundreds of humans to even make us, right?
Took hundreds of humans to even make Loxley. I know, because I was there for it. Watch the kidnappings between them and Ghost Leviathan blood ghost, which then created Loxley and Skylar, but Skylar took a while before she. And I died to get to a point where it was stable enough.
Skylar has apparently condemned the flowers.
Yes. He did that because the Arbiters are chasing her down and willing to kill her at a moment's notice.
Which is why her mutants are weaker. They do not feed as much from radiation. They are not as strong. Their mutations are not as good. But we have several Skylar mutants with us. But through the path that we take, through eating flesh, they've become stronger.
Would you not think from a scientific standpoint that every time you create a new generation off of going to therefore possibly make I remember the
It would
first
dilute it.
generation you a lot stronger. Yeah.
Your
That is
voice
why
is
we
doing the thing.
remain from the same blood.
Fucking goddamn it.
We stick as close to generations as we can. From Warlock it went to Peanut to make one of the first mutants, the most pure blood. And from that it was Arthur, and we are now using Arthur's descendants left. They are the lowest generation number, so to speak, and making our mutants from them. It is the most pure blood on the island from what we can find.
But when I was taking the path, I remember distinctly, I think it was either Cassius or Pedro,
Would have been Pedro.
they said that ours was a... Was it Pedro that said
I
it?
know
I'm
what he
not
said.
sure.
Yours was pure, from what I know. You were made from Pedro and Arthur, an Arthur mutant.
Pedro's, yeah.
But I don't
Pedro
quite
is not one of
grasp all
Arthur's.
this.
No, but Cassius was
Pedro
made
was
from
Warlock's.
Arthur's blood.
We are aware. We also, well,
Well, technically it's a generation down. One of Arthur's descendants made Cassius, and in turn made you.
Well, the unwanted one, Arthur. I was skeptical at first, I will grant you, about the curative properties of the serum. We had a great falling out over it, but I digress.
So then why not try to find the last untouched serums from Warlock's
It was used,
creation?
but we have the man who has it.
They still No, they still exist.
Arthur,
Tried to
the last
buy
one in
them.
Arthur's possession was given to a mutant in our family, making again
wasn't
one of the most
Arthur.
pure. This serum was made from Warlock. It was in Arthur's possession. It was for a very special mutant.
There was another one. Elusive
There
was
might be
in it.
more, yes, but we are using what we have in our possession. And he also donates blood to the cause. We use the most pure blood, as we know. That is who we use to make our mutants, to make them strong as can be.
Well, there's only two of us here of Pedro's bloodline, then. Pedro was a direct descendant of Warlock.
Nah, as is everybody.
So where do we go from here?
Yeah, we combine our
Use
forces,
the big time to
push
think
the
on
orbit.
it.
I'm asking
Given the
Lana what she
choice.
wants to do.
at this moment, not completely certain. It's been a long day. Why don't you give us a bit of time, and we'll discuss as a family over how we will go forwards.
Nah, but keep in mind, uncertainty is what killed many in the past.
I'm aware.
If we combine together, it could easily take care of some arbiter scum.
I'm aware. But my statement will stand. Give us time to discuss.
I will ask one thing since Rose. Guys, I am a mediator and I am The second leader of the North is that all violence and trauma gets left south of the wall. That is
Ah,
what
that
makes
is why we
Portland.
want
yeah.
Kane up here. We had no issues with him once we got to Portland. We
So you
understand
must
Lose Lose.
understand when you have a random person or saying they got robbed and flesh cut from them, how that can cause headaches.
Understandably.
Didn't know
But
he
now
was
you
going to
understand why
Portland.
we do
And,
it.
I know you need to eat. I need to eat, but I don't care if you eat. What I care about is the drama that I don't stand for that. Why I don't allow the companies up here.
we did not know he was coming to Portland to meet with Svetlana until after. He met us along the road again.
All I ask of you is the arbiters have granted that also to the. They try not to enter past the walls and start shit. Same goes for you.
Same what?
Goes for you.
Same goes for you. There's a war coming to this island. Rather keep it down south. We're all.
Those walls will not protect you from the war. It shall be felt across the whole isle as that you are shaking its roots.
I will ask this of you, you all. Let us, as the cult and the descendants of Warlock, his children and the ones who walk his path, let us do what we must to keep our flowers strong within this isle and grow new ones. Then I believe all issues between us would gradually fall, no matter what beliefs are.
What assurances do we have that you'll keep to your end of the deal?
A part of that deal, if you're keeping us out of Portland, we would like your people to stay out the power plant.
We don't go there anyways. I simply
We
pass
have
by
no
to talk
intention
to
of
those in
going
Green Mountain, as they are my friends.
Then shall we call the radiation zone where it starts? That is fair.
If there
They
is a
won't enter
building
into
there,
your-
then it is part of the it is part of the
The
power.
radiation will grow, so keep tabs on what you say. The boundary will move as it grows
That is
bigger
fine.
and bigger.
It is easy
It's still easy to avoid it.
to see. To see starts. So your radiation grows, it grows, but when it starts to affect travel from south, it's just if you take the whole entire south end of the island from power plant down.
Then
Keep
travel
it.
along Westbrook.
Duskar route. When it affects the route through Duskar, I'm already used to not being able to run through Sandy Bay anymore. Then might be an issue. Get to that point,
Now,
cross that.
think of what we are doing now. Growing flowers and spreading the radiation across those points gets rid of the arbiters. So I will not agree nor disagree with what you say. Travel will always be hard as long as you do not walk the path, and it is your choice. Walk any path if you choose. But our job here is to simply restore the former glory we all, as mutants, once had. So, I'm sorry, but catering to one human, and then the others that want to kill us, is simply not going to be possible. Unless you take the proper requirements and just wear an NBC suit. Bring a big enough bag, stuff it in the bag, and you will be fine.
Talking about is bringing them back to where they were. Fine. Talk about growing past those boundaries.
I think what he's trying to
Every
say
human.
is,
We've
Your
been
voice
pushed
is
into
still
the
doing that
corner
thing.
far too long.
I know Cyber Bear fucked my throat.
We will push the arbiters to the end of the peninsula if that's what it takes.
Then why not plant a flower? You know where the
Outside the
Pantheon
Pantheon.
sits. Not outside, but far enough away that the radiation zone cuts that peninsula in half. You have the supposed power to do all this.
Putting one within Fairfield would be a wonderful opportunity. It would
But
mean
for
constant
that-
battles and wars for us. But we will try.
But for that, we would need to extend the root system. As far as it will go right now is Duskar. And they keep that
There's a-
flower nearly dead.
what you're
The roots
suggesting.
travel out to Duskar, so
Yeah, what you're suggesting is potentially displacing the residents of Duskar. Are you not?
Yeah, if it so comes, there are mutants that live there, and they could always walk the path.
But not everyone wants to become a mutant, nor do they wish
Yeah.
to be a cyborg either.
The support of Duskar has brought Espen into our home. Something we must push back against. Something we will not allow.
Aspen's always gonna be an issue for you as long as Altar exists. There's
Between our
stones
two
thrown away
groups
from
and
you.
our 2 points of interest and our own eyes, we see things through. Talking about zone pushing and flower growing within areas will never come to how can I say, an agreement. That is the difference between our groups. We will be talking endlessly about plans, and then we see plans that you make and we don't think will work, or we know they will not work due to the presence of Espen, LNS, or whoever it may be.
So then this is all I ask of you. Us humans who live in the north. Keep radiation out of Portland, besides what we already have by that tanker. That's an accident, that's not a flower.
We
And
went over
have
this
no
before.
issues. Have no
The power
issues.
plant and radiation below Portland is somewhere we like to patrol and keep preserved. As for the astral flower bee, we will try our best to restore it back to what it was and so it stops burning internally.
But you cannot allow it to run wild and kill the settlement down there. You cannot allow it to kill innocent people. You can't
Didn't
allow
you
the
That
abandon
is
that
something
settlement?
It had mostly fallen.
Now, with your asks and your wishes, that we can grant. We can stick to our word with that. Because there is not anything harming us exactly down in Stonington and down beyond that area. There is nothing to us for fear, there's nothing for us. The astral flower, once it is restored, we will keep it to how it is. Maybe grow it, but probably will not. We will only maintain its liveliness.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
I need some time to think about this.
As I said, we'll discuss as a
Is
family
there
on our own.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wish to say to OBK before we leave?
To say to him,
Bah.
simply that I
Tell
wish.
him Spiritus was.
Your voice. I have no idea what the last thing you said was.
What about Spiritus?
Tell him Spiritus better.
Better.
Did my voice crack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tell him, God, fucking Cyber Bear.
Spiritus
Okay, I'm done.
will. Okay.
Tell OBK that Spiritus did a better job spreading the word than him, and see how he reacts.
Well, I think the brain would explode, so maybe let's not do that one.
Simply tell him I hope that, you know, he's had a nice time meeting with his gods.
Hmm. What are your names again, just so I remember who I've spoken to? Yuri
Humans that do
and...
not know me, they call me the Mime now. But Talama and the rest of you, along with Riley, can call me Damien as I once was.
Hi, I'm Riley.
Hi, Riley.
Hey,
Hey,
Riley.
Hello,
Guys.
Riley.
Hello, Yuri.
Go fuck yourself, Riley.
Okay, fuck you, Dallas.
Okay, that is just fucked up, man. That is
I know,
just
right?
kind of
I was
bullshit,
just
but
saying
okay.
hi.
How rude.
But an asshole
let you
what
be
is
on
going
your-
to carry your fucking armband?
I'll let you be on your way then.
Go in peace.
That.
As we will.
Glory to war.
Go on, Yuri.
And that entire time, I had a question that entire time.
They're
Oh
running
my
down
god.
the road. You're fine. Close the gate.
Yep, just close it. What was your question?
That was
I mean,
them.
it was fucking.
I was
yes.
gonna ask. I was gonna ask. When we're done with the arbitration, what happens of the humans?
Why do you think I
Like,
said
are
we're
we
gonna talk as a
going to be-
family? Why do you think I said we're talking as a
Right,
family
right.
once they're gone? Y'all included, obviously.
Then we're next.
Lucy family.
Yes, Lucy can be family. Same with
Your
Dallas.
family.
For this
We should
talk,
probably
yes.
all scratch our ears.
Yeah, let's turn our radios off
Touch you
and
anymore.
Yeah. One second, I'm trying to find my radio.
Oh,
adjust our. Okay, there you are.
yeah, hi.
Okay. Yeah, no, the subjugation of the human species.
Yeah,
is
no,
next.
that's why I was purposely
That's-
trying to.
your ear.
I was purposely hoping to avoid like them pushing
Okay.
for a decision tonight. That's why I was saying we would talk as a family a couple times because I knew that that would at least get us a little bit before they bug me again.
Well, the thing is I'm doing the cybernetic enhancement. When the lungs come out and the eye, I have to replace my eye that I lost.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm already a cyberborg. Cyberborg?
I think I'm the only vanilla person here.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm a vanilla human being. I'm
Well, I mean, you
old
don't
and-
have an eye, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
well, I am very old and beat up.
Well, you don't have a brain. You lost part of your brain, remember?
Oh
Ow.
wait, no, that's true. Hit
I'm
me
getting
back.
the staff tomorrow.
Ow.
Oh,
Get that out. Get that out. Get that out of here.
I'll eat it. No.
Riley. Get staff tomorrow. A bear gilly, the original OBK ring, like 6 other things tomorrow back
You
into
guys want to go to
RP.
Waldoboro?